In August 1986, Lisa was 22 years old and her son Jeremy was 5. They had been living in the city of Green Bay for 2 years. Lisa had a boyfriend named John Saud, whom she cared for deeply. John moved into her home and they were very happy together. They owned a pet eel and a bird named Herbie. Lisa and John loved spending time with Jeremy and often took him fishing. At times, they would leave Jeremy at home, usually under the care of a babysitter. Life seemed to be going well for Lisa, and she felt hopeful about what the future might bring. On August 12, 1986, it was an ordinary Tuesday in Wisconsin. But for John Saud, it would become a terrible morning. The couple had gone out drinking the night before, visiting several bars and playing darts late into the night. On their way home, both intoxicated, they argued. Around 2:30 a.m., as they passed through the intersection of 2 avenues, Lisa decided to get out of the car and continue on foot. John went home, believing she would return once she had calmed down. But when morning came and Lisa had not returned, he began to worry. He went out looking for her, but could not find her anywhere. Eventually, he reported her disappearance to the police. But the news he received was not what he was expecting. Welcome back to Solved Mysteries. We continue exploring cases from around the world. Today we will see how the oldest unsolved case in Green Bay was finally solved after 34 years. But first, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and click the notification icon. Now let's move on to a new case of solved mysteries. The loss of a loved one is a devastating and painful experience. And when that loss is caused by an act of violence, the pain and emptiness left behind are intensified even more. It is a wound that never fully heals. Lisa's son, Jeremy, was only 5 years old when his mother was gone forever. Holding the stuffed dog his mother had bought him the day before, he didn't understand why there were so many police officers in his home, or why his mother wasn't coming back. But let's go back to the beginning. Lisa was born on April 18, 1964, in Sulphurhampton, a small town in the state of New York. She was raised by her single mother, Judith Thompson. Her father, Frank Holstead, was not involved in her life. She grew up alongside her sister, Deborah, who was 3 years older. Although they did not have much, Judith worked tirelessly to raise her 2 daughters and loved them deeply. Lisa enjoyed horseback riding and drawing in her free time. At just 17 years old, Lisa became pregnant and gave birth to a son she named Jeremy, whom she loved dearly. She raised him on her own, as his father refused to help in any way. Seeking independence, Lisa made the difficult decision to distance herself from her family in New York. She lived in Los Angeles for a couple of years before eventually moving with Jeremy to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Green Bay is the county seat of Brown County. It is located at the mouth of the Fox River and has a population of over 105,000 people. It is the 3rd largest city in the state and is known for its cultural attractions and historical significance. It is also home to the Green Bay Packers, the American football team for which the city is best known. And it was here that Lisa and Jeremy continued their lives. There are no records indicating that Lisa attended college. However, between 1983 and 1984, she completed an adult apprenticeship program at Northeast Wisconsin Technical Institute. The following year, she met John Saud. They began dating and eventually decided to live together. At the time, aside from household responsibilities, Lisa was not working. She could be shy at times, but on other occasions she was bold and overly trusting. She would even accept rides from strangers, despite her mother repeatedly asking her not to. August 1986, Lisa was 22 years old when her body was found. Authorities determined that she had been strangled. Her boyfriend reported her missing after not seeing her for 12 hours, following their argument the night before. Just 1 hour after police began their search, the body of 22-year-old Lisa Holstead was discovered in a swamp, an area that is now known as Gilmore State Park. For more than 3 decades, the mystery of who committed this crime left police baffled. Who could have acted so brutally and left her body there? And why? 1 hour after John reported her disappearance, Lisa was found by 2 workers in a swamp near the western shore of the bay, within the strong industrial park. Her body had likely been left there with the expectation that it would never be discovered. The workers contacted police, and a detective arrived shortly afterward. Officers from the Green Bay Police Department examined the body and the crime scene. Marks on her neck confirmed she had been strangled, and the case was classified as a homicide. Lisa's body was sent for an autopsy, while police began interviewing people in the area to determine whether anyone might have had a motive. Her boyfriend and family were notified, and they were devastated by the news. Investigators made casts of tire tracks and footprints found at the scene, hoping they might lead to a clue. The autopsy revealed that Lisa's blood alcohol level was 0.25, twice the legal limit at the time. It also showed that she had been sexually assaulted before her death. Police believed this assault to be the motive behind the crime. Investigators were able to extract DNA from the attacker. However, without a suspect to compare it to, the evidence was of no immediate use. Still, the DNA was preserved in the hope that future technology might make it valuable. Police questioned known offenders in the area, but no new leads emerged. With no further evidence to pursue, the case went cold and remained unsolved for more than 3 decades. In 2020, the investigation was finally reopened. Detective David Graff of the Green Bay Police Department took the lead and began reviewing the case from the beginning. All original files and evidence were re-examined. When investigators revisited the preserved DNA, they realized it was the key to solving the case. They decided to use genetic genealogy, a method that allows investigators to identify relatives of an unknown suspect through DNA databases. These databases contain DNA submitted by individuals for reasons such as learning about their ancestry. The analysis revealed extensive genealogical information, leading investigators to identify distant relatives of the perpetrator. Several family trees were constructed, narrowing the search from individuals in other states to people living in Wisconsin. Eventually, the investigation led to a man who had lived in Green Bay in 1986. His name was Lou Griffin. 1 month before the crime, Griffin had been released from prison and moved to Green Bay. He had previously served time for a sexual assault case in 1981. During the original investigation, he was never considered a suspect, as police were unaware he was living in the city at the time. Now, with a suspect identified, investigators needed to confirm it through DNA testing. Police located the now 65-year-old Griffin, who was living in Racine, Wisconsin. After surveilling him, officers collected discarded items, including beer cans and a cigarette. These items were tested, and the DNA was a match. After more than 30 years, the perpetrator had finally been identified. On October 28, 2020, around 6 p.m., Griffin was arrested outside his home in Racine and taken to the Brown County Jail. During questioning, he initially denied involvement, but later admitted to having had intimate contact with Lisa. He claimed that due to drug and alcohol use that night, he could not clearly remember what he had done. Griffin stated that he had been driving along a route that passed the location where Lisa's body was later found. He was charged, and bail was set at $1 million. When the case went to court on January 27, 2023, Griffin reached a plea agreement with prosecutors. He pleaded guilty to reckless conduct and was ultimately convicted of first-degree intentional homicide. Sentencing was scheduled for March 27th. Jeremy, who was only 5 years old when his mother was taken from him, is now 39. He expressed gratitude to the detectives who worked tirelessly to bring the case to justice after so many years. He also shared his sadness that his grandmother and aunt did not live long enough to see the man responsible held accountable. Lisa's sister Deborah passed away in 2003 and her mother died in 2019, just 1 year before Griffin was arrested. Jeremy said he wanted closure. "It's what our family has wanted for 34 years. I just wish my grandmother was still alive to see this." Although it took decades, Jeremy finally received the closure he had been waiting for. And we hope that wherever Lisa is, she can rest in peace, knowing that the man who took her life has now been brought to justice. This case stands as a powerful example of how modern forensic technology can solve crimes once believed to be hopeless. What are your thoughts on this case? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.